and welcome to Barb Talks. Today I'm talking about what I learned recently at our senior center. Now, I love going to the senior center because they have really good free informational talks. And recently they had a talk on power of attorney. I want to learn these kind of things, being that I'm a senior and I want to know what resources are available and what my future will hold so I can kind of put it together the best that I can. Well, got to the talk on power of attorney, and the person who was there to lead the talk didn't show up, which never happens. Luckily, there was somebody there who said they'd be moderator. And what they decided they would lead the class in was asking the people what their experience has been being a power of attorney. And I tell you, that made all the difference to hear real life stories from real people experienced as power of attorneys. So instead of listening to a lawyer pontificate about these are what you're supposed to do, we heard people that actually were doing those things. And oh, how different it was. One lady was talking about how some of the laws and rules have changed. So the things that your parents just took for granted, oh, I'll just write a will and everything will be taken care of after that. Not so much anymore. Even when it comes to, oh, I'll do a trust and everything will be taken care of after that. Possibly, because we didn't learn about trusts. So that's on my mind docket to go, okay, I need to learn more about trusts. But when it comes to powers of attorney, which is what the subject was, one lady who was in a wheelchair and she was in her 70s and she was advocating for her mother who was in her 90s. She said her mother is on Medicaid. And now if someone's on Medicaid, you have to save all the receipts of what they've paid for and then present those receipts every 6 months so that you can get back onto Medicaid. It's not like you're just on Medicaid once and your elder is taken care of. No. Every 6 months, if you don't fill out the forms and get them in on time, your elder can be kicked off Medicaid. And most of the people, obviously, on Medicaid are people who are low income and are not able to take care of themselves. And so this person who is advocating for them is usually not somebody who's paid to do so. It's their daughter, it's their son, it's a friend who may be a similar age to them. For that person to keep up on all this paperwork and the changing laws of what's expected. So that is a rule that has changed. This woman who is doing this for her mom, advocating for her mom, and on top of that, she's the one who's taken her mom to all the medical appointments. She's the one who is making sure that her mom's bills are paid. She's the one who is, again, there's a lot of work when it comes to advocating, and these new laws and forms are making it even more work. So that's why it's important not to go, oh no, what am I doing? But to figure out before you need it, basically. That's what I'm trying to do. But what she's doing now is she realizes, since she doesn't have any kids to do this for her, that she has to find somebody who will advocate for her. Well, she has a nephew. And so the tip that she gave us is she is now partnering with that nephew, and he is coming to some of the Zoom meetings and coming to some of the other meetings with her as she's advocating for her mother, so that he can see what he'll be doing for her eventually. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. The other thing I learned from this is that in my parents' generation, because my aunt had done an advance directive and she had put my mom as her power of attorney, and then she put my older sister as a secondary, and then I think I was the third one. But my aunt had done this 20 years ago. Well, by the time my aunt needed it, my mom had passed away. So she didn't have her initial power of attorney. The lawyer that she had fill out her forms was nowhere to be found. And all the other information on her form was inaccurate. So the idea of doing a one and done advance directive is something in the past. Now, I did an advance directive about 10 years ago, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, my hospital has it, my doctor has it, everybody has it that needs it. What I learned in this meeting is that you have to have an advance directive redone every 5 years to be legal now. So those of us who are thinking, wow, I'm ahead of myself, I already have that done. You need to put it on a calendar or something to redo it every 5 years. And now I really understand that because of seeing what happened with my aunt. Nobody knew who was in charge and we couldn't find any other will. So anyway, getting back to the situation that we learned here, it's important to download the advance directive. And if you go to your doctor or hospital site, it should have that on there now. And if not, your state will have, in fact, let me get the copy that I have. The one from my own hospital, it's called Advance Directive Oregon, and then it would have the name of your hospital at the top. And then it has the different pages to fill out, and then you give that back to your hospital. So they've got it. But also, so this is from the Oregon Health Authority, because I'm in the state of Oregon. But you should have something similar to your state, your health authority. And there's also an advance directive on that side.